Hey guys, what's up? So I wanted to make a video unboxing the Corsair Vengeance K90 keyboard. This is a fully, or almost, it's a mechanical gaming keyboard. It's in the Vengeance lineup. It's not the latest model. It's actually the K90, not the K95, because I just generally prefer the K90's aesthetics. The silver finish is much more appealing to me than the black one. Anyway, it has Cherry MX red mechanical key switches. These ones are the very easy to push ones. They're not very loud, and yeah, they're just kind of nice for gaming and Twitch feedback. Anyway, 18 dedicated user programmable macro keys. These are these ones here on the side, you can see, and a full key matrix anti-ghosting with 20 key rollover. On the top, Vengeance K90, talking about some of the backlit, professional grade brushed aluminium chassis, Cherry MX red switches, and custom. And open up the box. So this is a pretty weird setup for the camera right now, so I'm just going to leave this here and we can take a look at the keyboard. So we have a plastic little guard thing. Pull that off, chuck that away, nice noise. We have this, like, it's hard to say, but like an egg carton box thing, good for the environment, I suppose. And we can pull out the Corsair K90, so you can see already the aluminium finish. So we have a quick start guide for the Vengeance K90 keyboard and a warranty guide. I think that has a 2-year warranty, I'm not 100%. Go down there. Inside this milk carton, there's another layer of milk cartonness, and in here we have this, which is, if I'm right, yes it is, this is the wrist. Okay, so here we are, we have the Vengeance K90 keyboard. As you can see, I've installed the wrist rest. There's actually 2 screws on the wrist rest either side, and they actually screw into the keyboard and screw the actual wrist rest to the keyboard, so that when you like pick it up and it drops down, it can actually bend and not just snap off. It's not 2 plastic tabs holding it on. It's actually screws, and it's physically locked together. So we can take a look, a closer, nicer look at the backlight right now. So there is an LED under every single key. Now I'll just literally take that off there. You can actually see the LED shining bright there next to the red mechanical key switch. So I just put that back there. And like I said, it's individually backlit, and off the brushed aluminium you can actually maybe see it's actually reflecting off the aluminium really nicely. It does look pretty purple on the camera, which sucks, but I'll probably correct that later in Final Cut. But it does look very deep, rich blue in real life, which is awesome. There is 3 LED backlit button settings. There's an LED backlit button at the top. We can press this to turn it off once, twice, and 3 times. There's actually, I've got a defective unit, which sucks. One of my LEDs, just one, the G key has actually decided to give up, which is pretty crap. So the keys that are LED backlit are literally your mechanical ones. You have your typing keys, so from here to here to here. Your directional buttons and your number pad are the only mechanical keys. Not fully mechanical. The macro buttons, the escape function buttons, and this little array of keys that I've never used are not backlit or mechanical. Which, take that as you will. I don't really mind because I don't really ever use them. So I thought I'd show you a quick little demo, or basically give you a little demo of what it sounds like to type on a mechanical keyboard. I can't really show you, which I wish I could if you're on a membrane keyboard, but I'll just do a little demo here. Along the left, there is the gaming buttons. These are for if you're a gamer. You can set these. You can actually set 54. I think. Hold on, what's 3 times 18? 54. You can actually set 54 different settings for a button. Basically, there's three macro tabs here that you can go between. So you can set different profiles for whatever game you're playing. So you can have Battlefield, Skyrim, and well, the games there, like League of Legends or something like that. I don't really know, I don't really play that many games. And there's also a macro record button, so you can record on the fly, record passwords to keys, which is actually a really good idea, and it's what I've started doing. Is actually recording a password to a certain key, and then I'll never have to type that password again, which is good for security and it's for like keyloggers and stuff, and it's also just more convenient. Other things, it is a brushed aluminium finish, which I'm actually gonna be looking at and see how well it actually holds up, because brushed aluminium is famous for getting dirty pretty quick, and if you touch brushed aluminium normally, it completely ruins it. You have to rub it off really quick, else you ruin the aluminium finish. This is actually pretty resilient. I can touch it and there's not much of a mark there, but how long it'll actually last on a keyboard where your hands are always touching it, I don't know, which is pretty scary. So okay, now this is pretty hard to show you, but in the top right corner of the keyboard you can see all of the number pad and the LEDs closer here, but we have some function buttons or some sort of media control buttons. So we have this little aluminium, it's literally a nice grooved in sort of patterned aluminium scroll wheel, and this is actually for volume, and it does work on Mac OS X if you were wondering that, and it works automatically, you don't have to do anything with it. There's also a mute button, which is quite nice, a stop, back, play, and a next button. So I'm just gonna press stop or pause or whatever, just so my music doesn't actually turn on. We can see a closer look here at the Windows button, actually lights up as well, and the backlight button has 3 settings. So to actually connect this keyboard to your computer, there's actually 2 USB cables. This does come off from one cable on the keyboard, one thick cable, so don't worry about that, but it does split out to 2 separate USB cables. Why? Well, if you look on the actual USB keys themselves, you can actually see a keyboard USB one and like a little pass-through logo. And the reason for that is if you take a look on the keyboard, we'll just spin it around here, there is actually a USB port on the back of the keyboard. Now what this can be useful for is something like a USB drive, but for me personally, I use it for this little Logitech key thing, which actually is needed for my wireless mouse. So you can just literally put anything in there, and because of the 2 cables that run into your computer, it's actually a full speed USB 2 pass-through. Okay, so in summary, basically this is a very nice keyboard. It's made of aluminium, the chassis is aluminium, it's brushed as well, it looks amazing. The backlight is actually individual key backlight. Some keyboards are just a couple of lights underneath. This is individually backlit, which does give the chance for more failures, but it gives a much better appearance. The difference between this and a K95, which a lot of people will be asking, is simply colour scheme, and I believe the K95 is fully mechanical. So some keys, like the G keys, all of these macro keys over here, and the F keys, will actually be Cherry MX red key switches as well. So take that as you will, pick whichever one you really like in terms of colour scheme, is what I do, or go for a different keyboard altogether. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If it helped you out in any way, please leave a like. You can also hit subscribe for future videos, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.